Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to Beyond America, Canada Looking South. Today, I'm in downtown Toronto. It is Saturday, October the 18th, and we are having the No Kings, No Tyrants Days protests. We're right across the road from the U.S. Consulate on University Avenue, and it's scheduled to start for noon, which is about 5 or 10 minutes from now. I was out here for the day. I had some real problems with my camera and with my audio, so I had it live streamed, but I came back to the shop and basically re-edited the video, which you're watching now, and I'm sharing it with you and adding my commentary as we go along so you can all participate and all get the experience as if you had been there. This is what's going on. The No Kings Day, No Tyrants Day, is a really important movement. Worldwide, peaceful, nonviolent rallies against Donald Trump and the Trump administration. And 7 million people, I think 7 million in the United States alone, were out on Saturday protesting. At the same time, around the world, in different countries, in Canada, in Europe, in Mexico, all internationally, citizens were out there showing their disapproval of Donald Trump. People asked, why do other countries care what Trump does? Because he is a threat to all of us. What do you say about a man who renames his Ministry of Defense or Department of Defense into the Department of War? This man is committing war crimes out there. And you know what? Americans seem to be accepting it and dealing with it. So, we're all outraged, and the world has to stand up, as well as America, to say, we will not take this. We will not tolerate this. Our civilization, our world is at stake here. And yeah, we have every right to stand up and express our opinions. As you see it, you'll see over on the right-hand side here, I've got the live chat replay. You start off with, you already got JH saying they're pathetic. You'll notice as we go along that more than a few Trump and Polyev trolls are in there. They're just spewing their hate. And you'll see a lot of them in there, okay? I've got comments from BC guy there, who's a supporter of mine, who helps me to improve the channel and keep it moving ahead straight. He puts in a plug for me to like and subscribe. Please support this creator. L Sky commented in location. We're in Toronto, Canada. As you can see, there's the crowd. No tyrants. Release the files. What do you say about the Epstein files? Wonderful signs were made, and quite a crowd was out there. You'll notice the age of the people. There are a lot of them who are boomers. A lot of people who are, 45, 55 years old plus. You've got some younger people, but an awful lot of the crowd really were made up of people who were older in age. And I think that's because we've lived more life. We've been down more. We've faced more threats. We've been threatened, challenged, had hard times, and had to protest against them. I went through the 60s. During the 60s, I was out there very close to here at Queen's Park protesting the Vietnam War. It's bred into our generation, and we're not going to allow this to happen. And we don't want to. I'm saying nothing against other generations. We've got to work together. But don't reject us. I hate when I hear comments like, okay, boomer, or things like that. No, look, we all have things at stake here. No matter what age you are, whether you're 18 or 45 or 65, male or female, Canadian, American, whatever it is, you've got a stake in this, and no one's going to ride in and save the day. It's up to you. You need to get active. And when you see people like this getting active out there, support them, admire them, thank them, because they're doing things that are so important. And I think it's really important that all of us support these people and stand by them. And whenever possible, get out there yourself, because you need to do it. So you can see the crowds gathering. There will be some speeches later on. I heard the comment made already today that they're not going to march to Queen's Park like they did. I was here in June for another No Kings Day, No Tyrants Day rally. At the time, we turned at the end of the rally and marched up to Queen's Park in Toronto, up at University Avenue. And I said, we can't because we don't have permits for it today. Yeah, like Donald Trump gets permits for the things he does. Give me a break. Realize the GOP and the Trump admin are terrified of these protests. They know, society operates with the consent of the governed. And that's what it takes. And the governed are withdrawing their consent. And they're terrified. Look at what they've done in the last week. The comments that they've made, the press releases they've had, calling them hate America rallies, claiming that we're all paid radicals and members of Antifa. Believe me, I'm not paid by anybody. I wish I was, okay? So, and they're trying to say that these are terrorists, domestic terrorists. They're out there destroying America and destroying the world. And they're even threatening criminal action against us. They want to get the National Guard out there. After these rallies, Donald Trump had the gall to go to his Truth Social and to post a meme that showed him piloting a fighter plane, wearing a crown, a king's crown, and dropping human shit, onto American citizens in the streets who were protesting. That's your president? That's a man of decency? That's the most despicable thing I've ever heard, and he's doing that. And you know what? The damn GOP, the Republicans, are supporting him every inch of the way. Pox on all of them, okay? That's what we're out here to stop. These people aren't humans. They're idiots, okay? Yes. Anyway, back to the rally. As you can see, there's a crowd starting to gather. It'll get a lot larger as time goes on. I think I've got about an hour, give or take an hour of tape here. We've got an upside-down American flag there. We've got a younger person coming by. You'll notice a number of people are in anime costumes or frog costumes. See the big pink unicorn there? That's in response to the Republicans and the Trump world, MAGA, claiming that these are all evil, paid, George Soros paid terrorists. It's hard to call us terrorists when people are wearing costumes to it. Who comes with a comment here saying, not a single Mexican in that crowd? What are you talking about? When you watch the chat replay, it's going to get quite active at around the 10-minute mark. You'll notice there's an awful lot of Trump trolls who get out there and start trying to dismiss us, okay? Coming up with ridiculous statements and comments, okay? They just don't have a life. But just keep an eye on that. You'll see some of it coming up as we move along. As you can see, the crowd's building. All these people, they're pretty dedicated to what we're doing. They're important to them. They're giving up their time to come out and show that they care, to show that it's important. They're out with their kids, they're out with their pets, they're out with their friends and their family. These are concerned people. And I will say once again, I keep having people say to me, why would Canadians care what Trump does? Well, this man is threatening to invade our country. He's threatened our sovereignty. He's basically stated that he will do anything to bring us to our knees economically, to force us to join him as a 51st state. And we say, no, Donald, elbows up. Pardon my language, but fuck you. And as I said, sorry for the swear word, but, FDT has become a very common term these days. And, we're going to fight you every inch of the way. There is no way you're going to pull off what you're trying to pull off, no matter how many of your MAGA morons you have behind you. You got these people who are supporting you. Why? Because they're stupid, because they made short-term estimates and short-term gains saying, well, maybe the taxes will be better under Trump. Yeah, Kamala's a Marxist. Oh, come on. I've never seen a more hateful campaign in my life than we saw in the last 3 weeks of the U.S. election campaign in November. It was horrible. Meanwhile, in Canada, we dodged a bullet. We had Pierre Poilievre, who is Canada's version of Maple MAGA. Okay, he's a Trumper. He is pure Trump in style, in essence, and beliefs. Actually, he's closer to Argentina's Milei than he is to Trump. But, he was leading the polls by more than 24 points in December. And it looked imminent that he would become the Prime Minister of Canada. But Canadians turned on him and basically ended up, no, we're not going to do that. I've got some sound interference here. Just give me a second as I turn that off. There you go. Okay, back at it. Anyway, we had Polyev looking like he was going to win the election by a landslide and become a new prime minister. This is a man whose single goal in life is to become the prime minister. Never had a job in business, never had a career, only been a politician. And he just spews hatred. Much like his buddy Donald, he just spews hatred. And Canadians turned on him. When they realized what he was doing, when Donald Trump started interfering in our country, the polls reversed completely, and the Conservatives and Pierre Poilievre were badly defeated at the polls, so much so that Pierre Poilievre actually lost his seat in Parliament. He didn't even get reelected himself. But they got one of their members of the state to resign so he could run in the by-election, and yeah, he's back in there trying to cause trouble again. And that's why Canadians have to turn out to these things, to show that we won't let Trump, we won't let Poilievre, we won't let any of these guys take our country over. What have we got here? You stupid, fat, suburban morons have nothing better to do than be anti-American cuss. Listen to this guy, Richard Keene. Anybody know Richard Keene? Give him a kick in the nuts for me, okay? Maxie Cat, thank you very much. I see you're there supporting and giving positive comments. Daniel Gambin comes in here. Idiots. Yeah, right. You're a part of a monarchy. Yes, we know. Hey, Daniel Gambin, listen to me. No one has ever said that Donald Trump is a king. No one. What we are saying is Donald Trump wants to be a king and wants to have the power of a king. It's that simple. Can you understand that? I know it's a stretch, but that's what's going on. Yeah, next we can protest hydrophobia, sure. Idiot lives with mommy. Yes, Jenny, I'm sure. Like I said, you've got the Trump and the Maple MAGA and the Poilievre supporters coming in here heavy with their comments are embarrassing. Yeah, Maxie, you're right. Daniel, that's why the protest is called No Tyrants, because we love our kings. We have a king in Canada and we have no issues with it. King per se is not the problem. The problem is kings have, generally speaking, traditionally, extreme power and unrestricted power. In a modern monarchy, you don't have that. Most modern monarchies are governed, are controlled and regulated by their parliaments and by their governments. But Trump, let's face it, he doesn't follow your Congress. He doesn't want your Congress. He doesn't want your politics. He does not want elections. He showed that on January 6th. Time and again, he's shown that. He has no respect for the Constitution. He has no respect for the Congress, no respect for the Senate, no respect for law courts, no respect for anybody. His only goal is corruption and theft and stealing money and rebuilding his empire. That's right, Bonnie Wiggins. Trump and the people tutting his leash must go. And Daniel comes and says, no, you must go. Daniel, get a life, okay? I don't know what kind of a clown you are. If anybody knows Daniel Gambin, send me his contact information. I'll be glad to talk to him. Better yet, Daniel Gambin, you got such a big mouth. Why don't you come on this show? I invite you to be a guest. I'll interview you. I'll give you a mic. I'll let you speak. So, are you a coward? Like most Trump and Poilievre supporters are cowards? You got a big opinion? No, just standing up for up to idiots? Come on, Daniel, show yourself. Send me an email, show up on this channel. You'll see that none of these guys want to do that. They just want to sit there and take drive-by social media insults. They're just trolls. Yeah, small dictators, big energy. Here we are back at the rally. As you can see, there's quite a crowd starting to build up. I love the signs that they've got here. Yeah. They put a lot of effort into that. Have to bridge that spot there. Daniel Gambit, I'm standing up to people who silence me. Hey, come on, guy, I told you. You don't want to be silenced? Come on the air with me. Give me your opinions. Tell people about it. Coward. BC guy, thank you. Rotate the camera. Yeah, I had an issue with the camera. It was locked in the wrong orientation. And when it was being live streamed, people were seeing it in the mobile format, not in the regular one. Saved by Grace is telling us to get a job. Triumph. How many times does Trump have to say he's not a king? You guys realize what a king is, right? This is useless. Triumph, you're useless. Come on, right? As I said, no one's ever said that Trump's a king. He wants to be a king. He wants to be an emperor. He wants to be a dictator. He wants absolute power over everybody. He admits it. It's not my opinion. He will ask him. He'll tell you that right away. He does not believe that anybody has any right to do anything or say anything unless it's totally in accord with him and his beliefs. You know, what else we got here then? He's the president like Biden was. The brainwashed, Larry, the brainwashed sleepers. What a shame. Disclosure will be a bitter pill for them. Larry, come on. You're the one who's brainwashed. We know. Daniel Gambit, go. Triumph, he just does stuff. You guys, I mean, I almost can't believe how you guys can waste your lives or how stupid you are in believing how the brainwashed crap that you're fed by Trump and his ilk. But you do when you continue, and that's kind of the way it is. And so looking up University Avenue, again, you got backpacks, you got kids, you got, animals, pets. The crowd's starting to build now quite nicely. Lots of people, standing out here peacefully, non-violently, non-confrontationally, making their views known. And that really upsets the MAGA crowd when people do this peacefully, because they want to call us terrorists. They want to lock us in jail. They want to send us to concentration camps, the Florida Everglades, okay? Hell, they just want to, Trump wants to drop human defecate onto us from a fighter jet. That's his goal in life, Yeah, I've got the camera. I'm re-editing the software here so that it's shown in the correct orientation. I did have an issue at the day of the rally where it was coming out with bad audio and bad video, so I apologize to everybody for that. Hopefully this video will correct it and give you something to see and give you the ability to follow through it all. Mind you will see the thumb in front of the lens once in a while. I apologize for that when it happens, but I'm out here alone. I'm walking around with my camera and my microphone trying to get as much as I can, and it's the challenge at times. But I'm here, and I hope you are too. I hope you're enjoying this. If you're watching this and enjoy it, please, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. If you have a chance, like this video. The more you watch it, the longer you watch this video, the better it is to help me and to help our channel. I'm a 72-year-old retired YouTuber. I live in Toronto, Canada. I've had this channel since about July 2024. It's gone pretty well. I got 40,000 subscribers now. And, I'm not a lefty. I'm not a righty. When I was a younger man, I was a libertarian, okay? But I've rejected that. I rejected capitalism in a lot of ways because of the greed. I had a business that I sold many years ago in 2005 for several $1 million to a U.S. multinational. I owned and developed a computer service company. I realized then the essence of capitalism is greed. It's dog eat dog, okay? It's not a win-win situation they're looking for. They believe that if they can hurt you and take from you, it's to their benefit. And it's the reason so many things don't work. It's the reason that I've come up. I've seen countries, no matter how overtaxed or overregulated a country may be, economies can rebound. In a matter of weeks, months, years, they get back. When you destroy human rights, when you kill people, when you destroy freedoms and liberties, that people don't bounce back from, that civilization doesn't bounce back from. So, push comes to shove, I find myself more and more aligning myself with the left. While, I'm a pro-business, traditional conservative in a lot of ways. But no, the right wing, whether it's the Republicans in the States or whether it's Pierre Poilievre and the Conservatives in Canada, I despise everything you stand for and symbolize. And every time I watch the news or listen to podcasts, I realize just how bad and evil you guys are. How many losers can you cram in one space? Yes, Eric Adams, an awful lot of us, and we're winners. Aren't you tired of winning with Trump? It just fuels for Fox News to laugh at Canada. It's Trump derangement syndrome. No, it's not, Triumph. Your mom made my dick soft last night in America. Comic books and Chewy. Wow, aren't you a tough guy, okay? Yes, thank you, Jesse. Thanks for that comment back. As you can see, if it comes down, you've got a lot of comments coming in the chat replay. It gets quite active. But you know what? Dealing with the haters, dealing with the MAGA morons is part of the process. When you have a channel like this, you just get used to it. It's frustrating at times because they just go on and on and on. But it's something we got to deal with and we have to learn to deal with and accept, and that's just the way it is. So, yeah. Long live King Trump. What a comment from Brian Faradloff, whatever it is down there. Triumph. If Trump is a rapist and felon, then why did he win in a landslide? You can't beat a felon rapist? Come on. I find it so funny, okay? I mean, people denying the reality of who and what Donald Trump is, okay? Have you ever seen Donald Trump terrified, afraid? The most I've seen him afraid is when he's been confronted with the Epstein files. He is terrified. What Epstein files? No, he's even turning to his own supporters for that. He has a lot to hide. I don't know what he's hiding, but he's hiding. He's terrified that those files will come out because he knows it has horrible things about him and what he's done. Probably his wife is involved in all this too. I mean, I don't know. What was Melania's contact with Epstein? Was she one of Epstein's girls who he was selling to billionaires? I don't know. If they gave us the files, we'd know. But if you don't know, you don't know. No one cares about your moose-humping maple suckers down here. Yes, Triumph. We need people like you in the world to make the world safe and sane and, Gary Gold, MAGA rules. Yeah, right. Yeah, a bunch of old people. Trump is the best. MAGA. Wrong country cupcake. Thanks, BC guy. Yeah, I realized the audio never did get working right. In Canada, you just protest to remove the tyrant liberals in their government. You got to get rid of Trudy. You got rid of Trudy, but that's not enough. Ross Johnson, no thank you. Okay, we don't need the snake oil that you're selling. Okay, Polyev is in many ways worse than Trump. I mean, at least we know with Trump is just personal greed. Okay, with Polyev, he's dangerous because he's philosophically driven. He thinks that it's right to have no pension, no welfare, no support, zero social safety net, absolutely zero. He's dedicated to it. He doesn't want to axe tax. He wants to chainsaw them, okay? He makes Elon Musk and his Doge like nothing, okay? If Polyev was ever elected, this country wouldn't last 6 months with it, okay? And it's guys like you who are encouraging, because you hate so badly, you hate the liberals, you hate anybody who's a progressive, clowns like that are getting power because of you. And you should be ashamed of yourself. Yes, Canada still recognizes the monarchy. Biden is gone, no tyrants. Ha, ha, ha. Stephanie Daigle, I wish you could take part in the protest too. We need everybody active. There will be a lot more before this is over. Look, this is not going to end nicely and not going to end easily. Not this day, but this period of our civilization, this segment of our history. Okay? Look, when Donald Trump passes, and he will, he's an old man, it's not going to end everything. Trump is a focal point of this. He's not the only one. He's done an awful lot of damage. But, if Trump disappeared from the scene tomorrow, there's still an awful lot that needs to be dealt with, okay? There's a whole infrastructure. I mean, they've implemented the Plan 2025, and they've taken away so many rights and destroyed so much of what we've taken for granted for years. They've normalized masked police enforcement, war crimes, bombing civilian boats internationally, troops in the streets, okay, marching and arresting people without warrants, without identification. These things have become normal, and unfortunately, it's not going to end very easily, and it's going to take massive movements on the part of Americans and Canadians and freedom-loving people around the world to stop this threat to our civility. Yeah, Jessica's 18. As a fellow Canadian, this is embarrassing. Where was this energy when Trudeau was in Parliament? Well, Jessica's 18. The energy was all here, and we focused it on stopping clowns like you and Pierre Poilievre from having anything to do with government and keeping you as far away from power as we could. Gregory Farmer, freeloaders and losers. Okay, there's some tough words. Exactly. It's all hate for Trump, the guy that wants peace on earth. Yes, Trump wants peace on earth. That's why he renamed his Department of Defense into the Department of War. This man does not want peace. Don't fool yourself. The Freedom Convoy was the only worthy protest in Canada, and the people were jailed for it. Wake up, Canada, wake up. Jeskers, come on, go to sleep, okay? Don't tell me to wake up. You go to sleep. You know nothing, okay? Your opinion is based on nothing, okay? Look, the truckers' convoy was did not want to recognize the election results from 6 months before. It was Canada's version of January 6th. It was people rising up and saying, we refuse to accept what the democracy has done and the parliament is there. And there were no actions anywhere near what you're seeing in the United States. I mean, what did they do? They basically took the trucks downtown Ottawa who were blocking the streets and forced them away. I mean, come on. There's no comparison, okay? Making people get vaccines. Oh, my God. It's the worst thing you can do. No, there's no equivalency whatsoever, I see an awful lot of old people at this protest. Yeah, maybe because some of the older people have a far better view of what's going on and are willing to stand up and fight it. And that's all there is to it. Bring them back to nursing home and let them get a nap. Canada's under a monarchy. WTF are you guys doing? You're making the rest of us look stupid at home. Go home. Jessica 18, like I said, if anybody knows who Jessica 18, I give you the same invite. You got such a big mouth. Okay, you're so proud of your opinion. Write to me, come on this channel. I invite you. No setup. I'll give you you can call in. I'll record you. You can make all your views known. We'll have a free debate. Okay? It's cowards like you who are afraid to stand up and give their opinion against somebody debating them. You just want to go by and do drive-by insults, in social media. We do not claim these people as Canadians. They are too dumb and senile to realize that they are what they're even protesting. Jessica's 18. Who are you to claim these people as Canadians? What right have you got? You're a disgrace. I mean, come on, clown. Get out of here, okay? Maxi Cat, thank you. Canadians do not keep voting for their own tyrants. Canadians are doing pretty well. Quite well. Thank you very much. According to MAGA, George Soros is spending big bucks. Yeah. George Soros is providing support for all this. That's why I'm a multi-billionaire. It's because of all the money that George Soros has given me. No, that's not the case at all. I'm living off my pension these days, and that keeps me, They keep trying to make the boogeyman. Oh, it's George Soros. Oh, it's Antifa. Oh, it's, domestic terrorists. Yeah, these are the domestic terrorists there who are just out there to destroy your country. You can see them there, okay? These people all deserve to be in jail and prison. That's what you guys want. Thank you, Serious Snap from Germany. Port Melania. Yeah, I'd like to, okay? Protest now, protest later. Is it a crocodile or is it an alligator? Michael Loftus, go home, Canada. Power to the people. If not now, when? Resist. Silence equals compliance. Yep, that's it. Some proud and active young people out there. There are more than a few of them out there. Don't worry about that. Okay, they emptied the nursing homes of the boomer potheads and paid them to protest. I was offered $4,000 a month to protest registering Republicans for the upcoming election. Hashtag walk away. Dutch Mr. V, I don't know what you're talking about and you're an idiot, okay, right? By the way, if I was offered $4,000 to protest registering conservatives, I'd take it and do that, okay? But nobody's paying anybody, okay? You get these things that are given to you, the points are given to you by Donald Trump. He makes up the lies, and then you just believe it because he said it, you believe it. No research, no reality, no evidence, but he just says that you accept these things as true. How can you do that? How can you not be an aware human being who spends some time doing normal, common sense research about the lies that you're dedicating yourself to fighting for? I don't get that, okay? American Cheese. Someone spread the love as saying the great Gen Z protest song. American Cheese by a young guy named Slow C. Oh my, perfect protest song, and I'm a boomer. Okay, I'll have a listen to that. What is going on here? I just got in. Yin Yin, we're having a protest against Donald Trump and what he's doing, and we're in downtown Toronto. And this channel is Beyond America, Canada Looking South. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel. Please like this video and comment. I love comments. I'll be glad to give well thought out responses to them. I know I'm being a bit aggressive on the chat replay here, but these people are not coming in here to make points. They're coming in here to insult me, to insult the crowd, to insult other people. And that's just not acceptable to me. You know, look at this here, like the big purple slinky cow and bunch of bozos. Yeah. My name is Merle, so dumb and geriatric. Every person there has a Werther's original candy in their pocket just in case. Johnny tell ya, effing losers, get a job and go to effing work. Yeah. You see, it is so frustrating that social media seems to have opened up the floodgates of people having hateful opinions, the politics of hate. You know, when I started this channel, I did a whole series of videos based upon you can't beat Trump with hate. And I don't like the channel to go out there and humiliate MAGA, interview the people in the streets and show how stupid they are, because they are. I mean, there's so many of them who don't know geography, don't know history, don't read the newspaper, and they try to basically win over debate by having comical things, humiliating and embarrassing these people. I don't think that's the way to move ahead. I think that issue-oriented, honestly talking about the issues, honestly respecting different people's opinions, but that's not what we face. And I get so angry when I see what I'm getting in the chat replay, and I get emails day in and day out threatening my life, threatening my family's life. It just goes on and on. So yeah, I get a little bit bitter sometimes. And once in a while, when I'm chatting like this, I start giving it back. Yeah, you know, looks like the circus came to town. Yeah, and you're the clown in the circus. Thank you very much. Shoot and Scoot 188. Yeah. It's all hate for Trump. Republicans lose an election and we just deal with it and carry on. Yeah, right. We saw that on January 6th, 2020. Just carry on. Well, where do you make this stuff up from, okay? These people never grew up mentally. Triumph, get off this channel. You're just a moron, okay? Thank you, Cool Ed. No King's Day. United we stand, divided we fall. FDT. Bang on. Boomer revolutionaries. Yes, we are. The people saying no kings just supported a POTUS candidate that never ran in the Democratic primary. Kamala was forced upon them and they clapped like trains. Nobody forced anything on. This is the kind of lies that you clowns, Ted, 45, 47. What are you talking about? You know, just because Trump says it doesn't mean that it's true. We all know that Trump is a serial liar, okay? He doesn't know anything and he lies all the time. So he tells you something and you believe it and start repeating it like it's fact. No, Kamala was the authorized, correct representative of the Democratic Party. There was no force, there was no nothing. It's idiots and clowns like you who believe that. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yin yin, because they just ride behind the Jays. They just lost last night. It's do or die for them tomorrow. Well, this is tomorrow and we just won. We just beat Seattle and we're heading to a game 7. As a matter of fact, I'm wearing my Blue Jays jersey here. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm wearing it. Yeah. God bless all protesters against the Orange Cheeto. Some in this chat need to look up the definition of tyrannical. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they do. They all look the same. It's an army of Karens. Triumph. Come on, get a life, please. Okay? And your comments all look the same. Gay pride rally. Well, isn't that something, okay? To try to say that calling us all gay is somehow an insult. I mean, We're not, but even if we were, what is it to you? Why do you have to spread your hate like that? Adam C. Thomas, you're an idiot. Thank you very much. Have a good day. These people are uninformed sheep. Yeah, you tell me. Bah, Mike P. BC Guy, thanks for your ongoing support and comments all the time. Yin Yan, you're saying, what does Trump got to do with the country? Canada have their own leaders. No, Trump is threatening our country. He has basically said that he will do anything and everything to force us to be his 51st state, whether we want to be or not. And we're standing up against that.
All right, it sounds like there were some no's in there, so perhaps if we could turn the audio...
Unknown here in Los Angeles, there's a big No Kings Day. Yeah, over 7 million people showed up on Saturday for these events throughout the United States. Fit connections such as yoke these people are nuts. You only wish we were nuts, okay? You know how powerful we are.
Raise your hand if you aren't here, I guess.
God bless all our brave protesters standing up to ICE and Alligator Alcatraz. Hear, hear. America the ignorant. Yeah, it's sadly true, And there's Johnny tell you, I just put in my application for ICE. Nick, shut the F up. Johnny tell you, just get out of here, okay? You're an idiot. Anyway, let's get back to the rally. As you can see, there's lots of people with signs. I'll leave you to keep scrolling up the side and read the insults from these people. But, look at it. Look at the hate coming through. Yeah. Anyway, this rally went quite well. It wasn't, I don't think it was as big in Toronto as the one that we had in June. I think there might have been more. But then in June, we marched to the Queen's Park. So my impression of it might have been more because we were crowded under the streets and sidewalks as we moved up. I don't get a sky view or a high-up view of how big the crowd is here. Hundreds and hundreds of people, I know that, but, hard to put a count on it of how many are here. Again, you got people who wore costumes to show that we're here with ideas and opinions, and we're not here to do violence or to promote hatred, And we're not Antifa, we're not domestic terrorists, okay? We're human beings, we are adults, we are intelligent people who hate and disagree with what's happening and are standing up to prevent it from going on and continuing to happen. And that's our right. Sandra. Pathetic losers. Trump 2028. Trump 2020. Have you never heard of something called the Constitution? You don't care. The fact that you got a Constitution that says that's not allowed, you don't care. It's like Trump said, I don't care, so you say, I don't care. So you're a country, and you support your own country with no Constitution. That means no rules, no laws, no civility. What morons. I mean, how can they do that? Okay, how can they possibly suggest that that's a good thing? What they do. Trump administration leads maggots to vandalize the White House. Yeah. Brody Roberts. You're all a bunch of losers, says the big loser living at home in his mother's basement. Yes, Brody Roberts. When it comes to a protest rally, I don't really care if the people there are young or old or middle-aged, because age is not a factor. In a world, in a civilized country, in a civilized world, people are recognized for their ideas, their actions, their words, their behavior. And we don't prejudice them by their gender or by their color or by their nationality or by their age. And that's what the whole Trump MAGA are using, because they want to separate everybody into groups. They want to say, look, that's just old people. Look, that's just women. Look, that's just immigrants. That's the tactic that they're using. Okay? They don't seem to accept that human beings are not what they are outwardly appear to be, and you don't condemn them for that. They're all equal. They all have opinions. They all have ideas. And they're all entitled to express it. And if you don't like it, don't listen. If you don't like it, walk away. Plug your ears. You're entitled to do that. You don't have to come here and insult and stick your tongue out and look for trouble. You guys, so many of you are just looking for attention. That's all you're trying to do. Another gay pride parade. What morons are there? Canada, America's little Down syndrome brother. Triumph, we realize what total lack of respect you have for Canada. Triumph, I got a special message for you. I don't know how old you are, but you probably have never read a book or a newspaper, have no idea of anything. So this is specifically to Triumph. A number of years ago, there was in Iran, they raided the American embassy and took hostage the entire American, all the staff, all the diplomats in the American embassy in Iran. The Ayatollah Khomeini took them and imprisoned them. It was a Canadian ambassador who risked the entire Canadian mission to sneak the Americans out of Iran and save the lives of your entire mission. Okay, we saved those Americans. We have stood up for America so many times, and idiots and cowards like you sit there and insult us. How dare you, you piece of shit, Triumph. They won't be alive in 20 years. Look at them. Triumph, you are nothing, you know nothing, you are a coward and useless. I'm not going to waste my time on you anymore. Anyway, as I said, don't mind me getting angry. It's normal for me. I need to vent once in a while. And sitting here, reading all these insults coming across, yeah, I'm giving it back to them. But don't worry about it, okay? I don't take any of them seriously, because they're just morons, so,
The airplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions...
America is the victim of terrible education, a culture of celebration, stupidity. It's true, All hail King Trump.
Millions throughout the world, millions of despairing men, women, and little children, victims of a system...
You're all Bolsheviks. Narc hunter, yeah, right.
The misery that is now upon it is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress, the hate that die, and dictators will pass.
So once again, we're here in Toronto at the No King's Day, No Tyrants protests. They are peaceful, non-violent, non-confrontational rallies of people standing up and opposing Donald Trump and the Trump regime and administration. The ones in Toronto were organized by Democrats Abroad, which is a group that supports people voting, getting out and voting, which you're allowed to do even if you live in another country. Although, as I understand it, Trump and his people want to make it illegal and say that if you don't live in the States, even though you're an American citizen, you're not allowed to vote anymore. Don't know what that does to soldiers and diplomats abroad. They're not entitled to vote anymore if Trump has his way. So that's just the way it is. Anyway, we really appreciate, we welcome Americans in Canada, okay? Most of them, some Americans, let's be honest here, okay? Guys like Triumph and other ones, idiots like that, go home, stay away from us. We don't want you, we don't need you, okay? And again, most of them never travel outside of their own little town anyway. I mean, they live in their mom's basement, with a Wi-Fi connection. I think that makes them intelligent and gives them the right to, run around and insult people. But that's what it is.
Give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen in power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate, and intolerance.
Newsom and Kamala are traitors to the American people, guilty of treason. Listen to the stuff these people are saying. Treason is punishable by death. And, to come out and say the governor of California and Kamala Harris deserve the death penalty. How do you argue with people like that? How am I not supposed to get insulted and treat them rudely? Okay? People defend Trump because, he just punches back. Well, on our side, it's not a matter of punching back. It's a matter of facing ignorance and hatred and nastiness. And it's really hard to keep a level head and turn the other cheek. When they go low, we go high. I understand that. I love this guy's back here. The guy has it shaved into his back hair. Okay, right? That's really something, okay? Yeah. I'm not sure if the camera is a segment like video, but the guy has, F Trump shaved into his back hair. Okay, right? So that's kind of cool. And the event goes on. Lots of people. There are speeches going on. You may hear them in the background. I'm not sure if you're hearing them all. Nick Gross sings, "You're a moron. Please go away," okay? Ice Epstein.
So I say, here we stand as the masses, and you say, we all hate that greedy fascist. Ready? Let's give it a go. Here we stand as the masses.
All hail King Trump.
Here we stand.
We got a lot to do. We have so much to do. Yeah.
Here we stand as the masses. Here we stand as the masses.
I'm sure I did the right thing leaving these live chat relays up here, but I think you're entitled to see the kind of reaction that you get when you have a protest like this. Okay, in 1 hour, all I did is I came down here and I used my camera and I showed people what was going on, and the hate started coming, the comments, the chat, and I guess the Maple MAGA and the maggots just got a hold of this link and just decided to start spewing their hate all over the place, and they did. So there we are.
What you're selling. We're not buying what you're selling. No more treason from the ballot. Here we stand as the masses. We don't hate that greedy.
I love some of these costume get-ups.
As the masses. We don't hate that greedy fascist. Here we stand as the masses. We don't like that greedy fascist. Here we stand as the masses. We don't like that greedy fascist. Here we stand as the masses. We don't like that greedy fascist. Here we stand as the masses. We don't like that greedy fascist. We're not buying what you're selling.
Trump 2028 crybaby. A bunch of effing idiots. All hail King Trump. Trump 2028.
We're not buying what you're selling. We're not
All these
buying what you're
retards.
selling.
Latinos for Trump.
Buying what you're selling. We're not buying what
Go
you're
suck a
selling.
rainbow. Yeah, that's hatred. That's what you come to expect from Trump and his supporters and Polyev and his supporters. We have just as many of those idiots in Canada as they do in the United States. And we have a lot of them. And they're not just in Alberta, they're spread out throughout the country. They're quite common. I can point out a few of the channels that they have too. It's just, clowns like Jasmine Lane and others like that out there. Just, idiots, okay? Yeah, all right.
The reason I have a microphone instead of a megaphone.
I actually should do a video on Canadian right-wing sites and critique them. I've written to most of them and invited them to come on my channel, but no, they won't do that. They're not interested in explaining ideas or talking to us. No, they want nothing to do with that. So,
I haven't got the number. I was hoping to have it, so I can
And here we are as we're coming to the end of our hour of the time. I love some of the outfits. People really got creative in going out there to express themselves, and power to them. Let's face it, they did a really good job in getting out here and doing some of this stuff. Yeah, waving to me. Hey, frogs. Power to you, guy. I like that. Yeah. And basically, that was my hour at the protest. I spent a bit of time hanging around, talking to a few other people about a few other things. But that is what goes on at a this was Canada, Toronto, Canada's No Tyrants, No Kings Day protest. Got the police out there, and yeah, that's how the day went. Let's take another swing through here and see what else is going on before we leave. Get back into the crowd.
Okay, Sophie, we have a message from Nancy Pelosi. You guys know who Nancy is? Sophie, turn your eyes towards the screen on the truck.
Everyone has signs. Oh, my grandpa fought the Nazis, but what did they do besides waste their lives with dumb protests? Disrespectful. Yeah. Look at these Savannah Tucci with their American flags for Trump. Trump has no right to display the American flag. He insults the American flag every day. I mean, he has disgraced the American flag in every way possible. Okay.
Our vote is our power. Our Constitution.
I actually shed a tear whenever I think of the American national anthem and how it talks about Old Glory flying and the way it's been denigrated and insulted by the new right, okay, the authoritarian rulers of MAGA and Trump world. But that's the way it is. They've got Nancy Pelosi up on the stage. A lot of people are holding a lot of hope for open for the 2026 midterms. I've got real concerns about that. I don't know if there will be 2026 midterms. I actually believe that Donald Trump will do anything he can to prevent them from happening. If they do happen, he's going to lose power. If there's a chance that he can lose Congress and the Senate, that he will lose power, he will do anything. And look, he's already trying to create emergencies, create enemies, so he can declare emergencies, declare crises, and seize control, suspend the government, suspend the Constitution. It's his game plan. So as much as I support the democratic process, and I hope everybody registers, I hope everybody votes, but it's not good enough to beat Trump 55-45 or even 60-40. It's got to be an overwhelming rejection. The country's got to rise up and vote against him in insane numbers, okay? But then, even if you did, we saw how we reacted to losing. Every time you had a threat to lose, he's basically said he won't accept the results unless he wins. Only if he doesn't win, he claims it's cheating. And that's a state of mind that's become so common in MAGA and in Trump world. And you know what? The Canadian Conservative Polyev and his clown show, they're living right up to the same thing. They're envious of what they have, Trump and the MAGA have in the States. They want the same thing here. That's embarrassing to me. Andy, does anyone know why Pelosi has never been indicted? Honest question. Because Pelosi has never done anything illegal. Gucci, any relationship to Stanley? Triumph, you go have your coffee and enjoy your day in the sunshine. And please don't ever come back here again because you are a coward. As I said, if you want to, I invite you to come on my channel. If you are a person, I don't know if you're a man or a woman, But if you are a person of substance and you have an opinion, show yourself, okay? Don't hide behind a name. Come on here and express your views in front of the camera with your face on it, and I'll give you your hour to explain yourself. I don't think you're able to explain yourself. I think you're too stupid to do that. But I'll give you the chance. So let's see where that goes to.
Be able to hear us? Okay, so I was walking by.
Yes, Maxie Cat has it right. Triumph, don't let the door hit you. Hit your ass as you leave. That's exactly right.
Hear them anymore? Do you think we can get some
And
noise?
Jeff C. echoes the same sentiment. At Triumph, bye. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. So I'm glad to see that the people reading the comments here in the chat replay are realizing what morons some of these people are and responding to them appropriately. There's no way we'll ever change their minds. I mean, I don't think they have minds. But, you know. Now we got chanting going on.
Hands off! 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 Hands off!
Here's coming California. This is the that I am risky, but
Okay, and here's Jackie, as promised, coming from California.
voted on
I just want to say that I am originally from
Oh, yeah, but that's helpful. Okay, if there is open stuff, well, we know that I do like California and stuff. Yes, it's video. It's well, that's the is.
Californians
Yeah,
yes
yeah.
on Prop 50
I thought California.
Newsom, Pete, yes.
So that is the delete was people. What? Thanks for taking straight. Yeah, that's sort of the that's other spot. I don't have like it.
They're demonstrating signs.
We have to be words up, you know, for hours. So it is.
And I think we have to realize
They have to square these hour because that's what's in it. Before it is. Not created.
we have to stand with our allies because that's what's going to defeat our enemies. Not being divided, not having a hate on for all Americans. So, we can laugh together, we can shout together, we can march together, and I just want to say that also the U.S. podcast. People
I read it.
or have come to Toronto. It's quite amazing. It's like the
Of
old
course.
days of vaudeville or something. I don't know if you heard or saw at the Royal Theatre, which is has like 500 seats.
Yeah, I really want to thank Maxie Cat and several of the other people who have spoken out and taken part in the chat relay and told these people what fools they are. Thank you. I really appreciate your help and your support.
And he's a big California solidarity fan. So my message is solidarity forever. Thank you.
All right, here, how about, do you guys know the
I love this
people
Trump
united
sign they have
will
here.
never be defeated. Say it with me. The people united will
I
never
like gold.
be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united.
I'm so impressed by the people who came out. It's really wonderful, and it makes me really proud of Canada. That listen to us. We're speaking up. We're not going to let happen to us what we've seen happen in the States. And we'll stand by and support our American brothers and sisters and help them to fight it. And it's an important fight, and one we're going to win, one we have to win, all of us.
This is what solidarity looks like, folks.
And where I need to be correct. Look at that.
All right. Also, I didn't read your handwriting.
You can hear it.
If you've already talked and are on the list to speak, if you can come up. Yeah. Thank you. By the way, I have a couple of questions about marching today. Unfortunately,
As I said, when I recorded this and live streamed it at the event, I had real serious problems with the camera and with the audio. So I've re-edited it and posted it here. So I hope this gives you a better flavor of what went on during the day and during the event. I'm sorry that we had all these clowns from the right wing, the extreme MAGA and Maple MAGA people in the chat replay. But that's the price of being online and social media. So I want to thank all of you who have watched this channel, who supported this channel. I'll try to bring you future protests like this. And next time I'm going to try to get volunteers to come with me. So I will have 2 people with me to handle the camera separate from me and the audio separate so that we can do this properly and make it work. So we don't need to re-edit it in the actual live stream. First time out will be more professional. Hey, I'm not slick, I'm not professional, I'm just me. Right? Yeah. So if you enjoyed genuine, sincere content, that's what you're going to get out of this channel. It may not be slick, but it's real and it's me.
Give a big middle finger once more. Pushes up. Lock eyes. Get out of our neighborhood. Protect our neighbor.
As I said, I should apologize for the occasional finger or thumb across the lens in the front. I'm just recording this off of my mobile phone, so it's the price you pay for some of these things. Great costumes. Thank you, everybody who was out there today. You're genuine heroes, and I want to just thank everybody who participated and took part. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and give me your comments. I love to read them all. Here's a suggestion of some other videos of mine you may want, and enjoy my content. Thanks a lot. Bye.